Upatisa, you're not enjoying the play, are you? You seem completely indifferent and uninterested.
Ask yourself the same question, Kalita. You seem quite unimpressed yourself.
Neither the actors nor the viewers will live for more than 100 years. In no long time we'll all be dead. We're absorbed in watching entertainments, seeking fun, but for what benefit? Surely it would be better to seek the path beyond all suffering.
I've been thinking the same way as you. All right then. Let's seek out a teacher under whom we can live and practice.
To which hermitage should we go? Which teacher should we seek out?
These days, there's so many sects. But we should choose the school of Master Sangha. It's large and respected, with many followers, located right in the city of Rajagaha.
Besides ourselves, we'll have to persuade our followers to go with us.
All right, we'll leave tomorrow. The two of us have trained under Master Sanjaya until he has nothing more to teach us.
Quite so. And it's clear that his doctrine does not teach the way to deliverance that we are seeking.
If that's so, we have to seek out another hermitage, another master.
We have been friends for a long time. It's best if we make the promise that whichever one of us discovers the path out of suffering first, we'll seek out the other and inform him. Agreed?
Agreed. This renunciant walks with such inspiring mindfulness and composure. I've never seen any recluse like him before. I must take this opportunity to prepare him a seat and attend to his needs. Then, when he has eaten, I'll politely ask him where he comes from. Venerable Sir, my name is Upatisa, but some people call me Sariputta after my mother's name, Sari. Please, may I be permitted to ask you, where did you ordain? Who is your teacher? Whose teachings or words do you follow?
My name is Venerable Asaji. My master is the Lord Buddha from the Sakyan clan. I'm his disciple and follow his teachings.
And what exactly did your master teach you?
I've just been ordained and thus cannot give you all of the profound teachings. But I can give you a brief version. Whatever dharmas arise due to causes, the great teacher explains those causes and the ending of those dharmas.
Oh, Upatisa, you repeat to me such short teachings that you heard, and it's enough for me to see the Dhamma.
Quickly, let's go and persuade Master Sanjaya to seek out Venerable Asaji's teacher.
In this world, of which do you think there is more? Intelligent people or foolish people?
More foolish people, Master.
Such being the case, let those intelligent people go to study under Samana Gautama. I'll stay here for the sake of the foolish.
Bhikkhus, those two friends walking in here together are to be my pair of foremost disciples. The one well established in morality develops ever-present awareness of objects as they arise in the mind. Seeing such objects arising and ceasing continually, he begins to grow weary of them. Becoming weary, he lets go of his grasping and clinging. Letting go of grasping and clinging, his heart is released.
Having heard the Buddha's teaching, all of the two friends' followers attained arahantship. But Upatissa and Kolita themselves, with their great accumulation of spiritual qualities and wisdom, were disposed to a slower but more profound realization of the Dhamma, and therefore did not yet become fully enlightened.
The two of you are now ordained as monks. I give you the names which will be an honor to your mothers as follows: Venerable Sariputta and Venerable Moggallana. Moggallana. Employ the methods for overcoming drowsiness that I taught you. Moggallana. Feeling, whether pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral, is impermanent. It is of the nature to arise and cease. Being impermanent, it makes for suffering. Being impermanent, it is transitory and insubstantial, unreal, aniccham, dukkhaṃ, anatta.
Venerable Buddha, sir, I take the view that all things are disagreeable to me. I do not delight in anything.
That being the case, you should not delight in your view, should you? Diganaka. Some people have the view that all things are disagreeable to them. Some have the view that all things are agreeable to them. And others have the view that some things are agreeable and some things disagreeable to them. Each of these views are based on grasping and clinging to the notion of a self. Remaining attached, one continues to grasp at feelings as they arise. Whoever should reflect on such feelings as impermanent phenomena, conditionally arising, existing, and passing away, will come to grow weary of conditioned phenomena. This weariness leads to the fading of lust. With the fading of lust comes freedom from attachment. When the heart is freed from attachment, one knows the heart has been freed.
Hearing the Buddha's teaching uprights that which was overturned, reveals that which was hidden, shows the way to one who was lost, shines a light in the darkness. I take the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha as refuge for the rest of my life.
Venerable Sariputta was now the Buddha's right-hand disciple, foremost in wisdom. Venerable Moggallana was the Buddha's left-hand disciple, foremost in psychic powers. Both became great supports to the Buddha as he continued to spread his teachings to people far and wide.
Oh, Venerable Assaji, today has brought such a wonder.
Yes, indeed. Many of the Buddha's faithful disciples, hearing that the Lord Buddha was staying at Velvovana Monastery, traveled separately to meet him and pay their respects. This one great meeting was the occasion for 4 great marvels.
Katuranga Sanipata means that 4 marvels occurred together on the same day. 1. On that day, 1,250 disciples of the Buddha came together without having made any prior arrangement. 2. Each of those disciples had been ordained by the Buddha himself. 3. Each of those disciples was attained to arahantship. 4. The meeting took place on the full moon of the 3rd lunar month, which is named Magha.
Today is the day of the Katuranga Sanipata. I'll deliver the Ovada Patimokkha to the bhikkhus. To refrain from all evil, to do good to one's utmost, and to purify one's mind. This practice is the fundamental principle of Buddhism.
Kalodaihi, my senior counselor, ever since I first heard that my son had attained enlightenment and become the Buddha, I've been wishing to meet him. 9 times I've sent a counselor, each time accompanied with a retinue of 999 subjects to invite the Buddha to come to Kapilavatthu. Each time, the party of 1,000 has disappeared without a trace. That's 9,000 subjects I've sent and heard nothing in return. Well, Kalodai, since you are my senior counselor and have been close friends with my son since childhood, I must send you with your retinue to seek out the Buddha at Velvovana Monastery and invite him one more time. Surely you will succeed in this.
Yes, Your Majesty. I will do my best to bring the Lord Buddha back to the city of Kapilavatthu. And with your permission, I would also like to request ordination from the Lord Buddha on this occasion.
I give you my permission, Counselor Kalodai. Please make your journey as quickly as possible. I'll be waiting to hear news from you.
Each of you should diligently train yourselves thus. I will not grasp at the internal sense fields of the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. I will not grasp at the external sense fields of form, sound, smell, taste, bodily contact, and mental objects. I will not grasp at contact between the internal and external sense fields. I will not grasp at feelings. I will not cling to the 5 aggregates of the body: feeling, perception, thoughts, and consciousness. I will not cling to this world or the next. when I cease clinging to all that I've seen, heard, known, felt, sought, and imagined, all feelings of attachment to these will also cease. Listen, all of you. A person's heart may be purified through consistently applied efforts in practice, through wisdom, through Dhamma, and through morality, not by means of one's class, family, or property.
Lord Buddha, summer begins tomorrow. All the farmers have harvested their crops. The path to the city of Kapilavatthu is open and suitable for travel. Your father has a strong wish to meet with you and your disciples. Please, out of compassion, travel to the city of Kapilavatthu and teach Dharma to your father. Please teach Dharma to your relatives there.
I accept your invitation, Kalu Dai. Please inform the bhikkhus so that they can prepare themselves for travel.
The road from Rajagaha to Kapilavatthu is 60 leagues. The Lord Buddha, along with 20,000 disciples, will travel 1 league per day. In 60 days, they will arrive at Kapilavatthu city.
My relatives chose this banyan grove to build Nigroda Monastery as an offering to the Buddha. It's been 60 days since Venerable Kaludai sent news of the Buddha's departure from Rajagaha city. My relatives are waiting here to greet him.
The Lord Buddha and 20,000 bhikkhus have arrived, Your Highness.
The Lord Buddha's relatives are clinging to the view that the Buddha is junior to them because he is younger in age. They've positioned their young princes in front of themselves so that they won't have to pay their respects.
When my son was newly born, and the seat of the hermit bowed to him, at that time I also paid homage for the first time. 7 years later, during the royal plowing ceremony, my son sat in meditation, and the rose apple tree shaded him throughout the afternoon, its shadow not shifting with the course of the sun. Witnessing this, I paid respects to my son for the second time. Now on this occasion, a truly wonderful marvel has appeared. May I take this opportunity to express my veneration for the third time.
This is Pokaravasa, the red rain. Unlike ordinary rain, it soaks only those who wish to be soaked by it. For those who wish to remain dry, every drop will roll right off, just like water drops roll off of a lentil field. My father and relatives, this is not the first time this red rain has fallen upon such an assembly of relations. In the past, when I was born as Vesantara, Pokaravasa also rained down on a congregation of myself and my relatives. Listen, all of you. Whoever upholds morality will have happiness in this world and the next. Whoever upholds morality will be blessed with riches and good fortune. Whoever upholds morality has an unobstructed path to nirvana. Therefore, may you all uphold the purity of morality.
My son, why do you bring shame to me by going around collecting alms of rice and food in this manner? You are of royal lineage, an heir to my throne. Or are you of the opinion that I cannot afford to provide you or your disciples with enough food myself?
Father, at the moment of my enlightenment, I departed from the Sakyan royal family lineage and was established in the lineage of awakened Buddhas. My going for alms round is in accordance with the tradition of all Buddhas. The Venerable Sangha also practiced this Buddhist convention. Father, please pay attention to this teaching. When a person clings to and indulges in form, feeling, perception, mental formations, and sense consciousness, that person is bound by the snare of Mara and burdened with the whole mass of suffering. When such a person doesn't cling or indulge in these, that person is freed from the snare of Mara and released from the whole mass of suffering.
Please, may I invite you and all your disciples to receive alms food in the royal palace tomorrow morning. In the 3 days since your arrival in the palace, myself and Queen Mahabhajapati have listened to your teaching and developed in the Dhamma more and more each day. However, Bimba who was your wife, has not yet emerged from her room to approach you. She has stayed right there the whole time, immersed in misery. I would like to invite you to please go and speak to her, so that she also may benefit from your teaching.
Father, I will go to teach Bimba, taking Venerable Moggallana and Venerable Sariputta, my left and right hand disciples, with me.
Why have you been so unkind to me, your wife? When you left for the holy life, you left in silence. Did I do something wrong to make you leave that way? If I did something wrong, then what was the fault of Rahula, born that very day, that you had to leave him bereft of a father?
Bimba, don't be so melancholy. What I did was to help you and all beings, that you might have a chance to know the way out of suffering. Bimba, we were born in this world for making merit together, as we have for many lifetimes. Now is the time to reflect on those births and lifetimes according to the truth as follows. I am of the nature to age. I have not gone beyond aging. I am of the nature to sicken. I have not gone beyond sickness. I am of the nature to die. I have not gone beyond dying. All that is mine, beloved and pleasing, will become otherwise, will become separated from me. I am the owner of my karma, heir to my karma, born of my karma, abide supported by my karma. Whatever karma I shall do, for good or for ill, of that I will be the heir.
My mother tells me that you have great treasures, you have great wealth. But since ordaining, you have no desire for royal wealth. As your royal successor, I wish to request my inheritance, which is mine by right.
External treasures bind one to the round of death and rebirth on the wheel of samsara. Better to give the noble treasure, that is, the most excellent internal treasure, instead of worldly wealth. Rahula, I have the most excellent noble treasure to offer you. Sariputta, release Rahula from worldly suffering and bestow him with noble treasure by ordaining him a samanera. Rahula, from this point on, you are a Samanera Rahula.
When Siddhartha left the palace and sought Buddhahood, I expected that Nanda would remain to inherit the throne. But then the Buddha took Nanda off to ordain. That left only my grandson, Rahula, who might succeed me. Then the Buddha ordained Rahula as well. If I don't do something, soon the whole Sakyan clan may go forth. I must quickly go to the Nigrota monastery and plead with the Buddha. Please, Lord Buddha, from this point on, should any householder's son wish to ordain, in the Buddha's dispensation, if his parents don't give their consent, please don't give the ordination.
Father, I agree to your request. Tomorrow I will leave together with the Venerable Nanda, Samanera Rahula, and the Bhikkhu Sangha for the Veluvana monastery in the city of Rajagaha. Nanda. Since you were first ordained, you have not been intent on the practice of Dhamma or the living of the holy life. All your thoughts are of returning to the household life.
My heart is constantly yearning for my wife, Janapada Kalyani. There's not a moment spent when I don't think of her.
Nanda, come with me, and I'll show you things that you've never seen before. Nanda, those are Apasara goddesses in heaven. What do you think about them?
Every one of those Apsara goddesses is beautiful in face and form. I can think of nothing to compare them with. Even my wife, Janapada Kalyani, has not half their beauty.
Nanda, can you see that what you thought before to be exceedingly beautiful now pales in comparison to greater beauty?
Yes, Lord Buddha, I can see. From this point on, I'll make up my mind to practice the Dharma. I'll live the holy life without letting my heart be obsessed with Janapada Kalyani ever again. I've now seen for myself that there are countless goddesses in heaven, many times more beautiful than her. Nothing can ensnare a man's heart more tightly than a woman. Nothing can ensnare a woman's heart more tightly than a man. In truth, love is like a noose which binds one to obsession and infatuation. It brings one to birth and death in the world again and again, dragging one down into a mass of suffering.
That's right, Nanda. There is no pleasure equal to the peace that can be found within one's own heart. For as long as humans rush around seeking external distractions, they will never meet with genuine happiness. Nanda, when you release your clinging and view the whole world as empty, your heart will be free, open, expansive, radiant, and joyful.